Hello everyone. So today we will discuss, as we discussed earlier, the primitive data structure. Today we will discuss some operations which are on the non-primitive data structures. As earlier discussed, non-primitive data structures, non-primitive data structure. So in the non-primitive data structure, it is divided as one is arrays. Second one, it is divided as linear and non-linear lists, that is lists. Third one is files. So in the list, it is linear and non-linear. In the array, it is one-dimensional, two-dimensional and multi-dimensional. This is how the non-primitive data structure is. This is the first one, array, second one list, third one files. Now we will see there are some operations on linear data structure. Okay, so there are some operations which are the common used operations for linear data structure. Okay, so these are useful in arrays and also in the other operations also. So operations, we will see the operations on linear data structure. Operations on linear data structure. So what are the operations are here? The first operation is a traversal. First operation is traversal. So what is the meaning of traversal is, here the process of accessing each data. Okay, so traversal means the process of accessing each data item exactly once, okay, to perform some operation. So what is the meaning is, the process of accessing, is that the process of accessing. So you have to access each data. So if you have how many data in your list, each data has to access each data at least, okay, each data item at least or exactly, each data item exactly once. Okay, so that is a meaning of traversal. So here traversal means if there are 5 elements in your list, so each element at least once, exactly once, it should travel, means it should access. So accessing each data item, okay, exactly once to perform some operation, to perform some operation. That is the meaning of traversal. Okay, you can have n number of you can take any example. It may be one, it may be number of items. Okay, but all the items should be accessed at least once. That is the meaning of exactly once. You should access the data. So then the second one, the second operation is, that is insertion. Second operation is insertion. When you go to the operation of insertion, what is the meaning of insertion is the process of adding a new data. Okay, so when you are, if you want to add any new data, that is insertion. The process of adding a new data item into the given collection of the data item. Okay, the process of adding, adding means you can add number of elements. Process of adding a new data element or new data item. That is the meaning of insertion. New data item into the where? Into the given collection of the data items. Into the given collection given collection of data items. That is the meaning of adding, means insertion. You have to insert the data, means add. You should add some new data into the data item. That is the second operation. Third operation, very simple, deletion. Third operation is deletion. So what you have to do in this, the process of what you have to do, you have to remove. That is a deletion. The process of removing an existing item, very important. The process of removing existing. The process of removing existing item, existing data item from the given list. Very important. Means deletion means you have to remove the data. What data you have to remove? Which is already present in the list. That is meaning of removing the existing items, data items from the given collection of data. The items from the given collection. From the given collection of data items. So just if you want to remove anything, you have to use the operation called deletion. Deletion means you should remove any item from the list which is already present. That is the meaning of existing data. Okay. Then fourth one. Fourth one, it is very easy, searching. What is that? Searching. Searching is the fourth operation. Here searching means the process of finding. You have to find. Okay. Finding, what you have to find is finding the location of the data item. Finding the, what you have to find? Finding the location. What you have to find? Finding the location of the data item from the given collection of list. So it is very simple. Searching means you have to find, if there is 10 numbers, or if you want to find the location of a fourth, then you have to use the searching as an operation. So searching is finding the location of the data item. You have to find the where exactly it is present, which location the data item is present. That is called search. The next one is, fifth one is sorting. Fifth one is sorting is the fifth operation. So what is the meaning of sorting is the process of arrangement. So if there are 50 to 60 elements, how you have to arrange? So then you have to go for the sorting. The sorting is the process of arrangement of the data items. So how you have to arrange? The data items are arranged in the ascending order or in the descending order. You have to arrange whatever convenient, whatever the data you want. You want the data in ascending order, you can go to ascending order. You want the data in the descending order, you have to go to the descending order. Then you have to use the operation sorting. Sorting means what? The process of arrangement. Process of, you have to arrange the data. Arrangement of the data items. So how you have to arrange? These data items should be arranged in ascending or descending. In ascending or descending order. You have to write ascending or descending. So if you want ascending order, if you want the data in ascending order, you can sort it. If you want the data in descending order, you can use the operation sorting. It is an arrangement. You have to just arrange the data how you want. So that is the operation of sorting. Next operation, the last one, that is called merging. M-E-R. So last operation is merging. So what is the meaning of merging is the process of combining. Okay. So what you have to do? Merging means combine. So what you have to combine? The process of combining the data items of the two structures. to form a single structure. So two structures you have to combine. Okay, the process of combining. So you have to combine. If there are 5 elements in the one list, if there are another 5 elements in the another list. So when you want to combine both, then you have to use the merging. Okay, the process of combining the data items of two structures. Combining data items of two structures. Okay, when you combine two structures, what will happen? It will form a single. What will happen when you merge two combining two structures? What will happen? It will be single structure. It will be a single structure. Okay, so that is the meaning of merging. When there are two different data items, then you have to combine these two. You have to merge. Combining means what? Merge. Then when you will combine, it will form a single structure. Okay, this is called merging operation. So these are the very important operations, general operations you are using on linear data structure. First one traversal, second one is insertion, third one is deletion, fourth one is searching, next sorting, next is merging. Okay, traversal means you have to access the data at least once time. Then insertion means you have to add the new data into the list. Then deletion means you can remove what you have to remove, which is already exists in the data item. That item should be deleted. Then searching, if you want to find anything, the location of the data, where it is present, then you have to go for searching. Then sorting means you have to arrange the data how you want that you have to arrange, that is in the ascending order or in the descending order. Next, last one is a merging. Merging means it should combine. What you have to do? You should combine two structures into a single structure. So these are some operations, very important operations used in the linear data structure. Now, when you go to the, as earlier I told you, when you go to the next one, non-primitive data structure. In the non-primitive data structure, first one is the arrays. Okay, so in that arrays there are three different types, as I told you, that is one-dimensional, two-dimensional and multi-dimensional. Today we will discuss only some points of arrays. Okay, in the next video we will see the again the two-dimensional and the what are the operations. First we will go to the arrays. So what is the meaning of arrays? What is the definition of array? It is a collection of homogeneous elements. It is a collection of homogeneous elements. It is a collection of homogeneous elements. What way of homogeneous? With the unique name, and the elements are arranged in one after the another with the unique name. With the unique name. This is the exact definition of array. Array is a collection of homogeneous elements with unique name, and the elements so we have a number of elements in the arrays. That elements are arranged one after the another. Elements are arranged one after the another. This is the exact definition of array. It is a collection of homogeneous elements with the unique name, and the elements are arranged one after the another. As there are three different types, as I told you, that is one-dimensional and two-dimensional and multi-dimensional. So one-dimensional. First one is the one-dimensional. What is the meaning of one-dimensional? An array with one row or one column. Simple definition. An array an array with one row or one column, then it is called one dimensional array. In the previous first year you already learned this one dimensional and two dimensional in detail, but again in the second year also they are giving in detail of the one dimensional, and there are some operations on one dimension. In the next video we will discuss about that also. So now an array with the one row, this is just a simple definition, one row or one column. So you already know the syntax, very simple. The syntax is data item means your data type, and so name of the array, that is array name, and size of the array. This is a syntax of one dimensional array. Data items, this data type, okay. So data type, array name, size. So simple example, if you want to write, data type is int, array name I will give as S, size I will give 10. This is the example. This is a one dimensional array. So only one size, it may be row or it may be a column, okay. So data type, array name, size. This is example, integer, int means integer, S is the name of the array, then 10 is the size of the array. So how exactly this array in the one dimensional array it will be represented is very simple. As I will give the very simple example how you can represent this one dimensional array. So if I write int S of 5, then how you have to represent this? So this is very simple in the memory. And another important, you have to remember, this array, whatever the size is counting, the size will be 0 to n minus 1. 0 to n minus 1 means, so it is now, the size is 5 here. So what it will, it starts with 0, n minus 1, n means 5, 5 minus 1 is 4. So 0 to n minus 1, it becomes 0 to 4. So total number 5. So I will write same example. So 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So these are the some contents. I will use the some contents, that is 10, 20, 40, 50, 60. So which are present in the contents of this array, 5 elements. Okay. Then there are some location. We call it as location. Location means, as I told you, where it present, the item in the which location it is present. So it starts with, it took as array name as S. It starts with S0, S1, S2, S3 and S4, because it is 0 to n minus 1. 0 to n minus 1 means 5 is there. So 0 to n minus 1, 5 minus 1, it becomes 4. Then there is an address. There are some address. This address comes from the memory. Randomly generated addresses from the memory. If I take 1000, it will be 1001, 1002, 1003 and 1004. This is how the memory representation of one dimensional array. So integer S of 5, S is the name of the array. So we took S0, S1, S2, S3, S4 because 5 is the size. Okay, 5 is the size which is fixed. Then 0 to n minus 1, that is 0 to 4. These are the contents. Contents means elements present in the list of the array. Then these are the addresses. These addresses are not constant. The address will be changes because this address comes from the memory location. Okay, so in the next coming videos we will see the how exactly the operations on one dimensional array and how to represent the two dimensional array and what are the different algorithms, what are the different searching algorithms using on this array. Okay, so today you learned the operations on linear data structure and also the array and one dimensional array. In the coming videos we will see the operations of this. Okay, thank you very much.